Good morning and welcome to We Repair. So today I'm working again on my Samsung watch. It's got to the point in its life where the battery isn't holding very good charge, so I'm just going to quickly get this swapped out. I've already bought a new battery, so this one has come from Replace Base. Highly recommended if you need phone, tablet, whatever else parts. So what we'll do is we'll just crack straight on and get this replaced. And yeah, we'll walk through it and go from there. First thing we need to do is get these watch straps off. So we'll just do that and pop this out to one side, and then we'll get this back off. So I believe this is a tri-wing, it needs to undo these, so we'll just find out. Hopefully this one's the right size. Same one I used for my previous video with the Wii U screen. Which is a Samsung a Tri-Wing Y02, I believe. So yeah, let's just get this done. And one thing I have actually failed to do, which I will just do once I've done this, is to turn this thing off before I start taking it apart. I seem to be failing my rules recently, so let's just quickly do that once we've got this screw out. Forget which button it is because I don't ever turn the damn thing off. There we go. So I believe this back is held in place with a little bit of adhesive. So we're going to need a pry tool of sorts. So let's just grab a pry tool, see if we can get this apart. I've got a metal one just here, but this one might not be good enough. We might need to go smaller. Something like a razor blade possibly. Right, let me just grab a blade and we'll do that. Right, and back we are. Let's just zoom you in a bit more just so you can see this a bit more clearly, and then we can crack on. So I believe we should be able to get this in here. There we go, that's already coming apart. So there is adhesive all the way around, and I know it is quite tight to get off, so we're just going to have to work our way around and hope for the best a little bit. Hopefully it will go. I know there's a flex cable under here as well, so just bear that in mind. So look, it is moving now. Put quite a lot of pressure on it just to get it moving. I'll just let that lie for a second. I'm going to do the other side as well. Let's just see if we can get in here now. Before I put this all back together as well, I am going to give it a good old clean because it's very well loved. This is my daily driver, so I've got to be careful with it because I don't want to be buying another one. Oh, there we go. Hopefully you can see that it's now coming apart. Right, I don't know actually where the flex is, so I'm just going to be... Oh no, okay, I thought there was a flex on the back, there isn't. There we are. So that's off there now. So, next thing we're going to do, I believe, is disconnect these ribbons and undo these screws, and then the whole top piece should lift away, but there is definitely a flex attached to the back of this. So we'll just pop these up. So 1, 2, and 3. So our 3 flexes disconnected. Undo these 2 screws. These are Phillips this time, so they're not the ones, the tri-wings. So you need to swap to a Phillips, a very small Phillips crosshead screwdriver. Right. Now I think this is the flex that we've got to be careful of on this side. I can't see any others other than the ones that we've already shifted. So I'll just see if we can lift this out. Just being really gentle. Oh, there we go. Okay, no. It's the battery connection. I can just see that's just there on this side. I'll try and show you as best I can. And that's going to need to be lifted out. So I'm just going to grab a small flat head because I should be able to lift it with that. And release that cable. This is probably the wrong way to be doing it, but there we go. There we go. Cool. So there's our battery. It is just stuck on with a bit of adhesive on the back. That flex cable there is definitely the one that's stopping us a little bit here. So I'm going to just try and remove this carefully. I'm hoping it's just going to pull down. I'll just try and be really careful of the flex. Should probably be doing this with a plastic spudger in all fairness. Well, I'll show you what we look like afterwards. I'm sort of just sawing the adhesive at the back here. It's not harming the board, so we're fine. God, that's proper hardcore adhesive. Everything's still okay there. And there we are. So I'll give you a bit more of a look at this now. So there's our flex cable there that we want to be really careful not to damage, and the battery that was just literally glued on. So we'll just pop this down. I don't want it leaning on that ribbon, so we could do this a little bit differently going back in. So what we do is we'll look at this, so we know already that this is bent round and sort of sits like that, face down like that. And this back piece is the bit that's going to sit on the board. So to make this a little bit easier, we'll pop the battery in first. I'll turn this around so you can actually see. And we just caught one of our flex cables there, so I'm just going to lift this back out. The flex needs to be out of the way. I'll just pop this down in here. And pop this down in here. There's two little knobbly bits that the flex sits in, so there we go, that's in place now. And pop our board back down. Make sure that everything's nice and firm. It is. And we'll pop our ribbons back in place. I appreciate this is no longer going to be as waterproof as it was, but I don't take it swimming or anything stupid like that anyway. Right, let's grab our Phillips again, and we'll pop these screws back in. Actually have a watch that will stay charged for a while, which will make a nice change. And our other one. Just make sure they're nice and tight without over tightening them. Just double check our ribbons again, those are lovely and tight. So on the back here, we just need to make sure that this is lined up. So let me just see. So there's our two little prongs there that go up against these two little prongs here. So just pop that in that way. Give everything a nice squish down. It should give you some nice satisfying clicks when you get it back into place. Just grab some of our tri-wing screws. And then hopefully this will all still work when I turn it back on, otherwise I'm going to be buying a new Samsung watch and crying ever so slightly. Because that flex that is on the backboard there is not easy to replace. And I'm by no means an expert at micro soldering. Let's just quickly do this. And there's two. And the third one. And last but not least. Cool, so that's that done. So let's just see if this turns on, has enough charge in it. Hopefully it does, and it does. Excellent. So in essence, that's it. I mean, it's not an overly complicated repair. There's our old battery. What I will do, I'll pop a link in the description below to Replace Base's website, so you know where you can get this battery yourself if you want to do the same sort of repair. If you want any more information on how I did it, what I did, tools used, that sort of stuff, please drop me a comment. If it's been useful to you, leave me a like. If you just want to say thanks, drop me a comment as well. That'd be great. And I will do my best, as I always do, to come back to absolutely everyone. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.